Classic number 10. Zico plays as an attacking midfielder. Although he is also capable of playing in several other attacking or midfield positions, he can be placed as a central midfielder, winger, or center forward, so he is considered one of the greatest footballers of all time. A small-bodied playmaker, with a small and slender physique, although naturally a right-footed user, but he can maximize both feet, known for his talent, pace, excellent technique, ball control, and dribbling skills, as well as his ability to use tricks and feints to beat opponents to the ball. Former Dutch international Ruud Gullit rated Zico as one of the best dribblers in the history of the game, describing him as someone who was very agile. Although not physically imposing, Zico was a fast, complete and very creative player, with excellent vision, and is considered one of the best passers of all time, and is known for his trademark no-look pass. In addition to being an elite goal creator, Zico is also a prolific goal scorer and an excellent finisher, due to his powerful and accurate attacking ability, which makes him very clinical in front of goal, as he is also considered by experts as one of the greatest goal scorers in the history of the game. He is also a dead ball specialist, who is renowned for his ability to deflect the ball and score from dead ball situations, and is considered one of the best free kick takers of all time. His ability from dead ball situations has inspired several other specialists, such as Roberto Baggio and Andrea Pirlo. In addition to his footballing skills, Zico is also known for his leadership, mental strength, determination, stamina, dedication, and incredible work ethic. Born in 1953, Zico came from a lower-middle-class Portuguese family in the Quintino neighborhood Bacaiva, Rio de Janeiro. Like many other young Brazilians, he spent much of his youth dreaming of becoming a professional footballer, to the point that he would skip school to play football on the streets. His love of the sport made him famous in the neighborhood, where people would gather to watch the boys' brilliant performances against older children and teenagers. He played for Juventude, a local street futsal team run by his older brother and his friends, and he also started playing for River Futebol Clube on Sundays. In 1967, at the age of 14, he had a scheduled trial at America, where his brothers Antunes and Ediu were professional players. But on Sunday, while playing for River, Zico scored 9 goals and caught the attention of radio reporter Celso Garcia, who then asked Zico's father to take him to a trial at Flamengo. As a Flamengo fan, Zico got his father's approval and began his path to becoming one of the most admired players in the history of the sport. Zico was a physically weak child, but his story of determination and discipline began with a muscle and body development program conducted by his physical education teacher, José Roberto Francal Lachi. The combination of hard work and a special diet, sponsored by his team, allowed Zico to develop a strong body and become an athlete. This would prove to be crucial to his success. During 1971 and 1972, he moved from the youth team to the professional team, and back to the youth team again. At that time, Coach Flitus Solik was confident in Zico's abilities and promoted him to the senior team. But the situation changed when the Paraguayan coach Left and Zagallo took over the coaching position. He said that Zico was too young, and he sent him back to the junior team. Things started to improve for Zico when Yaubert, his first coach in the youth team, was appointed as the new coach for the senior team, and he fully promoted Zico. After 116 games and 81 goals in the junior team. In the same year, he was called up by the Brazilian national team. There was a phase in his life related to the Brazilian national football team that almost made Zico give up on his career. He made his international debut in the South American 1970 to Summer Olympics qualifiers, playing 5 games and scoring a goal against Argentina. Despite this fact, he was not called up to the Olympic Games in Munich. He felt very frustrated and told a father that he wanted to quit football. He even missed training at Flamengo for 10 days, only to be convinced otherwise by his brothers. In the opening group game of the 1978 World Cup against Sweden, Zico headed a corner kick into the Swedish net in the final minutes, which appeared to break the 1-1 tie. However, Welsh referee Clive Thomas ruled out the goal, saying that he had blown the whistle to end the game, while the ball was still in the air. He then scored a penalty in a 3-0 win over Peru. Zico eventually won a bronze medal for Brazil at the tournament, after beating Italy in the third-place playoff. While at Flamengo, Zico was a key player during the most glorious period in the team's history. In his first spell at Flamengo, he led the team to the Copa Libertadores in 1981, the Intercontinental Cup in 1981, and for national titles in 1980, 1982, 1983, and 1987. On the pitch, Zico was able to score goals in every way imaginable, and he was also a great assistant and team organizer. In addition, Zico was also known for his extraordinary vision on the pitch. He was a two-footed player and a master of free kicks. After receiving offers from AS Roma and AC Milan, a move to Italy seemed certain to happen, and a $4 million proposal from Udinese was on the table. That amount of money made the big clubs pressure the Italian Football Federation FIG to block the transfer by demanding financial guarantees. This caused a stir in Udinese, and some in Friuli were so angry that they took to the streets to protest against the Italian Football Federation. In the 1983-84 Serie A season, his first in Italy, his partnership with Franco Casio, he promised to take Udinese to the next level and earn the respect of giants such as Juventus and Roma. His free kicks had such an impact that TV sports programs would debate how to stop him, despite his impressive performances. But at the end of the season, the club had to end in disappointment for Udinese. Despite scoring almost twice as many goals as the previous season, Udinese only collected 32 points and finished 9th in the final standings, down 3 places compared to the 1982 season, and Zico was able to score 19 goals, 1 goal less than the season's top scorer, Michel Platini. The following season, he was absent for many due to injury, and also a suspension for openly attacking the referee. He also often complained about the lack of ambition of the board in not recruiting competitive players, which made the team too dependent on him. Furthermore, Italian tax officials filed a lawsuit against him for tax evasion. Despite the pressure, Zico still managed to put in a superb performance against Diego Maradona's Napoli in his final game as an Udinese player. At the 1982 World Cup, Zico was part of the Brazil squad, which was fantastic at the time, along with Falcao, Socrates, Eder, Cerezo, Jr. Despite his 4 goals, and also being involved in 8 consecutive goals scored by Brazil, the team was defeated 3-2 by Paolo Rossi and the Italian national team. In the final match of the second round, after the 2000 FIFA World Cup, the Japan Football Association looked for a replacement, Philippe Troussier, and selected Zico as his replacement, despite his lack of coaching experience. Apart from his stint as Brazil's technical coordinator during the 1998 World Cup, Zico had a good understanding of Japanese football, from his playing days and his role as technical director of Kashima Antlers. Although Zico attempted to instill an attacking mentality into his team, he got his reign off to a shaky start, including a 4-1 defeat to Argentina in 2003. Japan put in a good performance in that year's Confederations Cup, and struggled again in early 2004, only beating Oman in the first stage of 2006 FIFA World Cup qualifying. In 2004, Japan won the Asian Cup. Despite intimidation from Chinese fans, His team featured only one player who had played in Europe, Shunsuke Nakamura. He then helped Japan qualify for the 2006 FIFA World Cup with just one defeat. Despite a difficult start, Zico still led Japan to a third World Cup final appearance of the quarterfinals for the then return to Flamengo. A month after returning to Flamengo, he suffered a serious knee injury after a hard tackle from Bangu defender Marcio Nunes, which eventually disrupted his career for several months, even affecting his appearance at the FIFA World Cup 1986. Recovering from injury, things began to improve for Zico. In 1987, he led Flamengo to the Copa União title. The FMBER 1989 marked Zico's last official appearance for Flamengo in a Brazilian national championship match against rivals Fluminense. Zico scored the first goal and Flamengo won the match 5-0. He played in the 1986 FIFA World Cup while still injured, and only made second-half substitute appearances throughout the tournament. In the quarter-final match against France during normal time, he helped Brazil win a penalty, but then missed the kick. The match ended in a draw, which then went to a penalty shootout for both teams. Zico then scored, but missed penalties by Socrates, and Julio Cesar saw Brazil eliminated from the tournament and a third Asian Cup title. His team's play was heavily influenced by Brazil's short passing style and was flexible enough to switch between a 4-4-2 and a 3-5-2 formation. He also had a good record on European soil, beating the Czech Republic and Greece, and holding draws against England, Brazil, and Germany. However, Japan failed to win a single match at the 2006 World Cup, losing twice to Australia and Brazil, and drawing once to Croatia, and scoring only 2 goals while conceding 7. Zico eventually resigned from the Japan national team coaching position at the end of that edition of the World Cup. In July 2006, Zico signed a 2-year contract with Fenerbahce. He won the league title in 2007 and the Turkish Super Cup in his first year at the club. Under his command, Fenerbahce also managed to advance from the group stage of the 2007 Champions League for the first time in the club's history, and beat Sevilla FC to become a quarter-finalist. In the 2007 season, he is also by far the most successful manager in European football in the club's history. On the 8th of September 2008, Zico revealed that he was interested in taking over the vacant managerial position at Newcastle United. Following the resignation of Kevin Keegan, he once said, "The job at Newcastle is one I would be very interested in taking. It would be a privilege and an honor. I have always wanted to experience the Premier League, because I believe I can enjoy a lot of success in England." He also commented that he was not bothered by the board structure at Newcastle United. "I am used to working with a technical director, so this is not a problem for me. It is normal for me to work in conditions like that." That is part of the story of Brazilian footballer Zico. Hopefully this story can inspire us all to be able to excel in sports, especially football. There is nitrogen monoxide victory without struggle. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you are always healthy.